All right, how is everybody doing this morning? This is L.A.Kendrick with another tale from the vault of Would You Dare? And again, I'm definitely trying to get the book out. Man, I tell you what, editing people, when you're dealing with people that edit, well, I don't know, setbacks. But I'm still on path to get it out by October, The Foes of God, so stay tuned for that. And today we're going to be talking about skinwalkers. And I'm going to tie it into an incident that just recently happened. So you guys, viewer discretion is advised. It's pretty serious what happened to this young guy out in Colorado. I'm going to tie it in. This skinwalker thing has a very, very long and extensive history. The article, I just picked it up. Like I said, these articles are really, really long. So I'm trying to break it up and make it as painless as possible for you guys. I know you guys are here for the lore and the storytelling, where we talk about everything cryptid, paranormal, ultra-dimensional, trans-dimensional, paranormal, you name it, we talk about it here, just because we want to give you an opportunity to come to some place where you can actually, share your thoughts, or just imagine stuff on a level that you haven't done maybe since you were a kid. And we do it raw and live. We don't do any editing. We just go with it, all right, to give you that organic and realistic feel. But there's also a video that's going to be attached to this as well. So make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I really appreciate you guys for getting to 121 followers. I really appreciate that. Let's just keep going and see where this thing goes from there. But again, we are here at Would You Dare? And the party don't start till you walk in. And now that you're here, let's begin. I'm going to start off with, I'm going to try to touch on two different topics, or two different sites, okay? In the Navajo culture, a skinwalker is a type of harmful witch who has the ability to turn in, possess, or disguise themselves as an animal. This witch is called a Naaldashi. It's Naaldooshii. I know I butchered that word. By the Navajo, which translate to "with it, he goes on all fours." It's just one of the several type of Navajo witches, and is considered the most volatile and dangerous. For the Navajo people, however, witchcraft is just another part of their spirituality and one of the ways of their lives. As such, witchcraft has long been part of their culture, history, and traditions. Witches exist alongside humans and are not supernaturals. Okay, I'm gonna drop down a little bit, try to get into the lore. The skinwalkers, they say, are able to take possessions of the bodies of human victims. If a person locks eyes with them after taking control, the witch can make its victim do and say things they wouldn't otherwise. Once they were shape-shifted, one way that others could tell that they were not real animals is their eyes are very different than those of the animal. Instead, their eyes are very human-like, and when the lights are shined on them, they turn bright red. Alternatively, when they are in human form, their eyes look more like animals. That's weird. The evil society of witches gather in dark caves or secluded places for several purposes: to initiate new members, plot their activities, harm people from a distance with black magic, and perform dark ceremonial rites. These ceremonies are similar to other tribal affairs, including dancing, feasts, rituals, and sand painting, but were corrupted with dark connotations. The evildoers are also said to engage in necrophilia with female corpses. Wow, that's weird. Commit cannibalism, incest, and grave robbers. During these gatherings, the skinwalkers shapeshift into other animal forms or go about naked, wearing only beaded jewelry and ceremonial paint. The leader of the skinwalkers is usually an old man who is a very powerful and long-lived skinwalker. They say skinwalkers have the ability to have other powers, including reading others' minds, controlling their thoughts and behavior, causing disease and illnesses, destroying property, and even death. Those who have talked of their encounters with these evil beings describe a number of ways to know if a skinwalker is near. They make sounds around homes, such as knocking on windows, banging on walls, and scraping noises on the roof on some occasions. They have been spied peering through windows. More often, they appear in front of vehicles in hopes of causing serious accidents. It's pretty crazy. In addition to that, they say they are able to control the creatures of the night, such as wolves and owls, and make them do its bidding. Some are able to call up the spirits of the dead and reanimate the corpses to attack their enemies. Because of this, the Indians rarely ventured out alone. Excuse me. Its supernatural powers are uncanny, as they are said to run faster than a car and have the ability to jump high cliffs. They are extremely fast, agile, and impossible to catch, and leave tracks that are larger than those of any animal. When they've been seen, they have been described as not quite human and not fully animal. They are usually naked, but some have reported seeing the creature wearing tattered shirts or jeans. Man, should have brought some water with me. The skinwalker kills out of greed, anger, envy, spite, or revenge. Again, it also robs graves for personal wealth to collect much needed ingredients for use in black magic. These witches live on the unexpired lives of their victims, and they must continually kill or perish themselves. That's messed up. Let me see. Let me drop down. I'm trying to make sure that I don't over talk this thing. They said they had a Navajo witch purge of 1878, which initially evolved from a cultural response to so many people moving across onto their lands. After a series of wars with the U.S. Army, the Navajo were expelled from their land and forced to march on the Bosquet Redondo, Fort Sumner in New Mexico, in what is known as the Long Walk of the Navajo in 1864. Kind of like the Trail of Tears, I guess. But it's spelled Bosqueredondo. These people suffered bad weather, failed crops, illnesses, and death, reducing their numbers dramatically. After 4 years, the government finally admitted they had made a mistake, and the Navajo were allowed to return to their homeland in the Four Corners area. During these many years, many of the tribe's members were said to have turned to shape-shifting to escape their terrible conditions. In the meantime, the rest of the tribes were convinced that their gods had deserted them. Okay. So, again, it's the history is so vast. And they've even got a TV show called Skinwalker Ranch, if you guys have seen that. Give it a look. Tell me what you think. It's pretty intense, too. They got some really strange stuff that has happened. And let me see. Yeah, it's called Sherman Ranch, the Skinwalker Ranch, and the UFO Ranch. This place is a history of UFOs, aliens, cattle mutilations, and crop circles, located near the Ute Indian Reservation. These people have long thought that the Navajo put a curse on their tribe in retribution for many perceived transgressions, and since then the Skinwalkers have plagued the Ute people. Again, this information is huge, right? It's a lot of information. So what I want to do really quickly, right, is to play an incident that just recently happened in Colorado, right? And it ties into the story. Now remember, you guys, it involves police officers, and there's a shooting. I think. I haven't seen the entire video, so I'm watching this with the first time with you guys. I just looked it up and I said, let me stop here. But this is going to be very, very telling, so bear with me. Very, very telling, and it ties in absolutely with this story about the Skinwalkers. So let me grab the camera. And yeah.
Talking about. When another officer approached and discussed the rocks inside of Glass's vehicle, he signaled her with a heart.
Hey, Christian? Will you talk to me? What can you tell me about what's going on? We're trying to help you out. You know, I see you're doing the right thing with your hands. Look, we love you too. We just want you to be safe.
Additional officers arrived and tried to calm Glass and persuade him to step outside.
Christian, you don't have any guns or anything that scares us, right? Okay. You said on the phone, you know when you called us? You said on the phone that you had knives. Okay, are they big knives, little knives?
Less than an hour later, Glass grabbed a knife when officers broke down his passenger side window.
Hey, we're popping. Deep door, section. Oh, this is working. All right. Knife in his hand. Knife in his hand. Watch crossfire. Watch crossfire. Watch out. Watch crossfire. Watch crossfire.
Glass then began to yell out in prayer.
Christian!
Drop the knife!
Please drop the knife! Randy, you got that door held shut?
Moments later, an officer shot Glass 5 times. After the shooting, the Clear Creek County Sheriff's Office released a statement saying Glass was argumentative and uncooperative during the incident. The release also said Glass tried to stab an officer as police broke down his vehicle's window.
He had done nothing wrong. He was just choosing.
Okay, so what I don't want to do, like I say again, it's a very, very sensitive subject, and it's a very sensitive topic, right? So you guys, what I'm not trying to do, I'm not trying to belittle or make light of what happened, right? But this is what I find very interesting. I received a text from somebody, and check out this part of it. Like, this is what was said. Let me make sure I get it right. The young man's name was Glass, right? His last name was, let me see. Okay, so on the night of June 10th, Glass Honda Pilot became stuck on an embankment on a river near Silver Plume, Colorado, a former silver mining camp in the Rocky Mountains about 45 miles west of Denver. Glass told a dispatcher that his vehicle was stuck in a trap and that he was coming out of a depression and that he feared skinwalkers. Hear that? He feared skinwalkers and that he needed help. Now, that's where it ties into this. That's like on record. Now I don't know. They're saying here that they're saying that he had some drugs in his system, marijuana, and as you can hear in the video, they said he had knives that he tried to assault the people with. But he said skinwalkers. And you see how dark the road was that he was on. So what happened? You know, what was he facing? What did he see to make him freak out like that? Was it the narcotics? Or was it, you know, and he was afraid because he said he started praying. I mean, it could be all kinds of things. I'm looking at just the aspect of the skinwalker aspect, right? He said skinwalkers. He was afraid of skinwalkers. Those are his words, and the dispatch they had spoke about. So I'm not real sure what happened or how it went down. All I know is Skinwalkers, Colorado, and the article that I just read, these things tie in. And I mean, can you imagine calling somebody for help? Would you dare want to be that guy that apparently saw skinwalkers, whether or not he was on drugs or whatever? And I'm not making light of his death at all, so please understand, I'm not doing this because of that, because he did die in this ordeal. But to say the skinwalkers before he died, man, that's kind of telling. It's kind of chilling. Again, we don't know if that's what really went down, if there were skinwalkers involved. But just think, man, what if that were you and you were afraid to get out of your truck and you were seeing something and you would not, from what they're showing and what they're saying. I'm just going by what the video evidence and what's happening right before our eyes. And if something else comes up, I'll inform you guys on it. But to say that he's in fear of he was coming out of depression and in fear of skinwalkers. Come on now. I mean, you guys put it together. Take it with a grain of salt or take it how you want to take it, however you process it. But just understand, these are the stories and the things that we talk about here, and these are the things that I write about in my books, right? So I really appreciate you guys. I've taken up too much of your time as is, and as usual, we're going to close this bad boy out. Make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe, man. I'm trying to get that book out next month, The Foes of God, which will end the Destiny vs. Chaos series. And I will continue with The Benefits of a Bully and other short horror stories. The Benefits of a Bully is for the 10 and up group. giving back to that Scooby-Doo and giving back to that Scooby-Doo genre, Avatar genre, giving back to that mindset to where, you know, kids could look at stuff and get a little scared, but also be scientific in their approach to a lot of the things. It's just a great series, The Benefits of a Bully. If you guys haven't seen it, catch up on it. And in closing, you know how we do. Make sure you check your homes. Check the dark recesses. Check the dark closets. If you happen to work late at night or early into the morning, the wee hours where there's limited light and visibility, make sure you come outside and you're mindful of your surroundings. Check inside of your car. Check under your car. Protect yourself at all times. Because you never know what's lurking in the dark, waiting to make you a story. And until next time, you guys fill in the rest.